Welcome to Excel 2010 Business Math video number 70. Hey, if you want to download this workbook, Excel 2010 Business Math Chapter 8, click on the link below the video. Hey, we're on the sheet Perishable Goods. Now, our last video, we did markup on sell price, and our last example was an example of calculating sell price for perishable goods. So I want to do a second example here. Now, here's the setup. Big D's Bakeries, they make donuts. They make them by the dozen. And our goal is to calculate based on making 100 dozen. It cost us $2.50 to make 1 dozen. And our desired markup on sell price is 55%. Now, in the last video, we saw a banana example. And there, we had to deal with the fact that 10% of the bananas went bad. But here with our donut example, Big D, unfortunately, he makes 100 dozen. But 7% of that number right there go unsold. All right, so we need to figure out sell price per dozen. So the first trick is to realize we have some information. We have markup on sell price, but we don't have what we need. Specifically, we need total cost. But we are given 100 dozen, $2.50 per dozen, so we can figure this out. Just like last video, we can figure out the cost. Now, this is markup on sell price because this is they're not only making the donuts, but they're also selling them retail, right? So they're interested in markup on sell price, 55%. That means they want to make 55 pennies for markup for every dollar that comes into the cash register. All right, so 100 times 250 will give us our total cost. Equals 100. I'm going to use my rule, even though I'm not going to run into a rounding problem here. The rule is when we're multiplying and dividing decimals and we're required to round, we're going to use the round function. 100 dozen times $2.50. All right, so there's our total. Now, we're given something else, 55, so I've already put that here. That's a given number. We also know anytime we have our base, that rate is 155%. Now, we're not going to, we could calculate this right here. Our rule so far in the class is if we have two numbers on one side of our template, we can, of course, calculate the third number. So I'm going to take 100% minus 55 equals this, minus 55. Right? And so we know our percentage cost on sell price is 45%. Now, we can come over here and notice, as we've done a few times already in this class, if we have two items on the same line, meaning associated part, associated rate, we can do division to get our base. So our base is sell price, right? So I'm going to say equals round. I'm calculating a dollar amount. Associated part divided by the associated rate, comma 2. $555.56. And certainly we could calculate the markup here. We don't need to, but it's sell price minus cost. Now, this is the total for all 100 dozen donuts. But now we need to do step 2. Find the number of dozen donuts actually sold. So the percentage of the total number of donuts made in one day that go unsold, well, we already have that. The percentage sold, oh, the complement. So if 7% go unsold, then the complement of that, 1 minus, will give us the number, the percentage of the number we sold. So we're going to sell 93%. Now, a number of dozen, well, we start out with 100, right? Now we can calculate number actually sold. Now here we're not technically required to round, but I'm going to go ahead and round to the integer because I'm going to say, look, I have these dozens of donuts and I want to get it down to the dozen of donuts, which means to the integer equals, and we're not going to run into trouble here. 0.93 times 100 is 93, but I'm going to go ahead and round this times this, and that would come if you were asked to do a problem like this, they would tell you, we're rounding to the dozen, right? So I'm rounding to the integer here, which means number of dozen. All right, so 93. Now, our selling price is straightforward. We already calculated our sell price here based on the fact that we had all of the costs, meaning we made 100 dozen. Once we get that, the only trick here was to calculate the number we actually sold. This is all the money we want to come into our business, given a 55% markup on sell price. So now we simply say equals, and I am going to round because we are required to round to the penny here, that divided by this, comma 2. All right, so we have to charge $5.97 per dozen. All right, so that's our second example for perishable goods. When we come back in our next video, when we come back, we'll talk about converting percentage markup on cost to percentage markup on sell price. See you next video.